Shabbat shalom. Check, check. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Am I on? Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. I'm right here. RF1. Testing, testing. I'm here. Testing, testing. I'm here. Testing, testing to all of you who are watching. Oop, I should probably. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
What a beautiful and special morning. How nice to be here together. We are here this morning to do a couple things. The first thing we are here to do is to celebrate Shabbat because it's Shabbat, and that's what Jews do on Shabbat. So we have this chance to be in the sacred space, whether it's a sacred virtual space or a sacred in-person space. We have this chance to take a breath and to just be present. We have this chance to take our devices, and if you are here in person, to turn them off and put them away. You're not going to need them. If you are online, to set your device so that it is enabling you to be fully present here with Shabbat and with the Mandelbaum family. Because the second thing we are here to do today is to celebrate as Brooke becomes bar mitzvah. And she has been working so hard. We were just talking about how really she's been preparing for this day since her baby naming, however, just about 13 years ago. Yeah? And it's one of those days that her parents always imagined would be here, and now here it is. Perhaps not happening in the way that they always imagined, or Brooke, the way that you always imagined, but no less special, no less meaningful, and no less sacred. A quick reminder for those of you who are here in person, please make sure that your masks stay on at all times, covering all the way from your chin to your nose so that we can keep each other safe, keep our numbers going in the opposite direction than how they are going right now. We want those numbers going back down so that we can continue to have these beautiful, important moments together in person. The prayer book, if you have not used this book before, Mishkan Tefillah, everyone has one? Yeah, good. So what you'll notice is the book goes in the Hebrew direction, which means that what seems like the back is actually the front, and what seems like the front is actually the back. We will be calling page numbers as we go, but if you get lost and you can't find the page that we are on, that's okay. Take a moment, look at the page that you found there, because perhaps that's where you're meant to be. And then listen for the next page number and you'll catch up. No worries. I think that's it. I think that's pretty good. I think we're ready, right? We're ready to celebrate with Brooke, ready to celebrate with Dina and Chad. So before we turn to Matovu, Psalm 150. Before we turn to Psalm 150, I would like to invite Dina and Chad to the Bima to share a few words about the talit that Brooke will be wearing today. You can take it off when you're like behind the thing and speaking. Learning all new things, never know.
This is Papa Ben's talit that he wore when he married Grandma in 1970. Although Papa is not here with us today, I know he's looking down on you and is so proud of his granddaughter becoming a bat mitzvah. We're honoring Papa by having each of his grandchildren wear his talit on their mitzvah day. We know that you had a very special bond with Papa Ben, and we hope this brings more meaning on this very special day. We love you. You want to say the blessing?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen.
Not cold anymore.
Not cold. The mask.
Beautiful. Now we'll continue with Psalm 150, a psalm of gratitude and celebration. You can find it in your book on page 218 or page 100.
Hallelujah, El Bekocho, Hallelujah, Pirkia Uzo, Hallelujah, Bigful Rotav. Hallelujah, Kerokuno, Hallelujah, Peteka Shofar, Hallelujah, Penevel Bechinor. You know this part. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, betof machol, hallelujah, beminim veukav, hallelujah, betzil tzlei shama. Hallelujah, betzil tzlei trua, kol haneshama tehallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah, everyone, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
We invite Brooke up to the bima for Nasim B'chol Yom, the blessings of every day, those small things that we don't often remember to be grateful for. You can find it on page 198 in your Siddur, or page 80.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan l'tzivina l'chafin v'yomim v'layla, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim, frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam brokah haaretz al hamayim, who stretches the earth over the water.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin matzadei gaver, who strengthens our steps.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malvish arumim, who clothes the naked.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanotein la ya'ef koach, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, ha'ma'avir shana me'anai utnu ma'me afapai, remove sleep from the eye, slumber from the eyelid.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani b'tselem Elohim, who made me in the image of God.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani b'horin, who has made me free.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sha'asani Yisrael, who has made me a Jew.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Ozir Yisrael b'gvura, who girds Israel with strength.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Oter Yisrael b'tifara, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Let's continue on page 224 or page 106, the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבך, בעלמא דברך חירותי והמליך מלכותי, וחי יכון וביומכון וחי לכל בית ישראל, בגאולה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו, אמן. יהי שמי רבך מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיא, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
Let's turn to the next page, standing as we find the Baruch Hu, our call to worship.
Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai ya lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai la lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Leolam, Leolam vaed. Praise Adonai, to whom our praises due. Praise Adonai, to whom our praises due. Let's all try that. Praise Adonai, to whom our praises due. Now and forever. Ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Try it out, it's fun. Ya la la. There you go. Ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Page 110 or 228.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or uvorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Meir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Ma rabu ma'asacha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, mal'ah ha'aretz kinyanecha. Tiparach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yifa'arucha salah.
Or Chava Shatzion Tair Venis Kechulanu Mehera Leoro Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer HaMeorot.
Let's turn to page 230 or 112, and Brooke will lead us in the English on the page.
How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. On account for our forebears, whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah. Focus our minds on your mitzvot. Unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name. Then we will never feel shame, never deserve rebuke, and never stumble. Having trusted in your great and awesome holiness, we shall celebrate your salvation with joy.
Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth, and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher be'amo Yisrael, be'ahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elecha b'chol havacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al lavavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'yibarta bam be'shivtecha b'vitecha uvlektecha v'derech uvshamtecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu tzatefot beinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lemon tiskeru basitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Let's turn to page 239, and Brooke will lead us responsively at the bottom of the page.
The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is no one else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war any more.
You shall not hate your brother or sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asked God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God, deserving of blessing.
Turn to the next page for Micha Mocha.
We're going to begin with a nigun. Lai la 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 la. It goes like this. Yai lai lai la lai la lai 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 lai. Two claps. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 Adonai. Mi chamocha means who is like you, O God. Let's join together. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Lo ratehi lo tosefele. Lo ratehi lo tosefele. And we sing a new song, a shirah chadashah. Shira chadasha, shimechu geulim, לשמחה לשפת הים, יחד כולם הודו והמליכו, הודו והמליכו ואמרו, let's get those lai-lais going. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Adonai himloch leolam vaed. Tzur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufedeichenu mecha Yehuda ve'Yisrael, bo aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
That was some of the most enthusiastic coordinated clapping that I've seen in a while. So it might be that I just haven't seen anyone in a while, but I don't know. I think that clapping, it really made me feel like your hearts are in it. You are truly here and truly ready. So with that same kavanah that you brought to the clapping, let's stand to page 242 or 124 for the Amidah as we ask God to open up our lips and to bring the enthusiasm of prayer all the way from our hearts.
Adonai sefai tifsach ufi agitehi latecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, Elohim, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei HaKol, Bezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. Hashiv haruach umorid hakashem, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, zomech noflim verofech cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, Mishenei afar, michamocha ba'agirot, umidom elach, melech me'it umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai,
we continue with the Kedusha on page 248. Nekatei shechimcha ba'olam, keshem shemagdishim oto b'shmei marom, kakatuv al yad neviyecha, vekachazel ze ve'amar, kadosh, 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 Adonai tzvaot, Meloch ol haaretz kevodo, Adir adirenu Adonai Hadoneinu Madir Shimecha Bechol Haaretz Baruch Kevod Adonai Mimekomo Echad Hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu Vehu Yashmir Berachamav Leinei Kol Achai Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai Leolam Elohai Zion Ledor Vador Hallelujah Lehedor vador nagid kol lecha ulenetzach netzachim kedushatecha nagdish v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Let's be seated and read together at the top of the page 253 or 135. We offer thanks, O God, for the Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Let's take this time now for individual prayer and private reflection. You can use the words in the book if they speak to you this morning, or you can use the words of your heart if you listen closely and let them speak as well. We'll join back together out of silent prayer for Sim Shalom, page 258 or 140.
Sim Shalom Tova uvracha ba'olam Chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael Amecha. Sim, 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 shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Sim, 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 shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Chen v'chesed v'rachamim, chen v'chesed v'rachamim, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amechad. Let's try that. Sim, 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 shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Sim, 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 shalom, tova uvracha ba'olam. Ki ve'or panecha פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, תורת חיים מאהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום ושלום. Everybody, שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. חן וחסד ורחמים, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עמך. Last time. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. שים שלום, טובה וברכה בעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
In just a moment, we will turn to our Torah service. And at that time, Brooke will have the chance to both chant from the Torah portion that she has learned for today, and also to teach us a bit about what this Torah portion has meant to her. And because it is 2020, we have had to sacrifice some of the most meaningful traditions. But what is important is that even as we are not enacting them, the truth behind them holds true. So part of this is the tradition that we've always had to pass the Torah from hand to hand. So the Torah typically we would take it out of the ark, and Brooke would hold it, and we would pass it from Brooke's grandparents to her parents, and then into her hands. And as we do that, we are imagining and seeing right in front of us the way that the lessons that come from our Torah, the lessons that come from our tradition, are passed down from generation to generation. And we see before us not only the people standing here, but the many, many, many generations of people who had to pass the Torah from one to the next in order for it to be here in the room with us today. And we imagine the many, many, many generations of people yet to come who will learn that Torah because Brooke has taken it unto herself today. The people that she will share Torah with, and the way that our tradition will continue to survive and to thrive because we are here today. Because we are here today learning and teaching and chanting and holding Torah in our hearts. So even though 2020 doesn't let us pass things from hand to hand, we still pass from heart to heart. So with that, we turn to page 362 or 244, and we stand as we take the Torah from the ark and pass it to the next generation.
Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai, ve'ein kemaasecha, malechutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai oz le'moitein, Adonai yevarech et hamo v'shalom, avarachamim, eitiv avirtzonecha, ein Zion, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, tivnei chomot Yerushalayim, ki techa levad patachnu, melech el ram v'nisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion teitzei כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל וקדושתו שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד אלוהינו גדול אדוננו גדול שמו גדול אדוני איתי ונרוממה שמו יחדיו לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד כי כל בשמיים ובארץ כי כל בשמיים ובארץ לך אדוני הממלכה והמנשא לכל לראש.
Let's be seated. Brooke will be chanting for us today from Parshat Noach, otherwise known as Noah, perhaps one of the most well-known Torah portions that we have, because this is the story of Noah and the ark and the animals coming on 2 by 2, and the flood, and then eventually the rainbow. So as we study Parshat Noah today with Brooke while she gets ready, just a few thoughts about where we are right now and what this Torah portion has to say to us. We are in this period of time where we are so very focused on the ways that we are different. We are so very focused on the different responses to the pandemic, different choices that we make going forward in the world, and there are so many things that differentiate us one from the other that it almost seems like our differences are the most important thing. But what we have here in Parshat Noah is the very first law code. It's called the 7 Noahide Laws. Brooke, I'm sure you studied them extensively, both in school and in preparation for your bat mitzvah. But what is remarkable about the Noahide Laws is that these laws are the first universal law code. It's super basic, things like don't kill people, right? Like don't eat an animal if it's still alive. Like, look, like the bar is low, okay? But what is most important about Parshat Noach is as the world is getting this fresh start, we are starting with this universal basis of all of us being on the same page. And as we go forward in the world, celebrating the ways that we are different, it is also important to remember that we start from a foundation of universalism. We start from a foundation of being more alike than we are different. So with that, Brooke is going to share with us this story of recreation, a story of newness, the story of Parshat Noach. So with that, Brooke, we would like to invite your very first aliyah. That means the person who's going to bless the reading before the Torah. I want to make sure that we get this right. Cantor, you've got your sheet over there. For our first aliyah, we invite Brooke's grandparents, John and Cyril Mandelbaum. Ah, there they are.
יעמוד יוחנן בן משה ודורית, תעמוד סירו בת יעקב ובת שבע, יעמדו ראשון. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher barak.
Baruch hu Adonai hamborah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai
Sadik Tamim Haya Bedorotov Et Ha-Elohim Hitalech Noach Vayoled Noach Shlosha Vanim Et Shem Et Ham Ve'et Yafet Vatishach Et Haaretz Livnei Ha-Elohim Vatimalech Haaretz Hamas Vayar Elohim Et Haaretz Vehinei Nishchata Ki Hishi Kol Basar Et Darko Al Haaretz.
Oops, hold on, let me put them back up here. Okay, guys.
Baruch atah Adonai. Asher nata. Amen. Yasher Koach. Where are they chiming in from?
From Iowa, yeah.
Iowa. That's the best Aliyah I've heard from Iowa, I'll tell you.
One of the blessings that 2020 brings us is realizing that distance is just theoretical. And we have the opportunity to really be together in all kinds of new and special ways. So thank you to John and Cyril for joining us from Iowa for that especially meaningful Aliyah. For our second Aliyah, we invite Jacob and Susan Gold, Brooke's grandmother. Now, I see that you're all sitting together, so even though you don't live in the same home, you have been connecting and communicating throughout, so you may go right up to the podium and be with Brooke.
Tamod sur Rachel bat Avraham velvel Vedina. Yamod Yaakov Moshe ben Shmuel Moshe Vedina Esther. Yamdu Sheni.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Elohim Lenoach Ketz Kol Basar Ba'lefanai Ki Ma'ah Ha'aretz Chamas Mipneihem Vehineni Mashitam Et Ha'aretz Aseh Lecha Tevat Aseh Gofer Kinim Ta'aseh Et HaTeva Vecharfarta Ota Mibayu Mihutz Bakofer V'zeh Asher Ta'aseh Ota Shelosh Me'ot Amah Orech HaTeva Chamishim Amah Ruchba Ushoshim Amah Komata.
Baruch Hu et Adonai, or Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Don't mess up the Torah.
Shikoach.
For our third Aliyah, we invite Brooke's parents, Dina and Chad Mandelbaum.
Yamod Shmuel Moshe Ben Yochanan V'Tzirol Tamod Dina Esther Bat Binyamin V'Soel Rachel Yamdu Shelishit
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Zohar ta'aseh lateva ve'elama techalena milmala uvetach hateva betzira tasim tachtim shenim ushlishim ta'aseha va'ani hineni mevi et hamabumayim al haaretz l'shachet kol basar asher bo ruach hayim mitachat hashamayim kol asher ba'aretz igva v'hakimoti et beriti itach uvata el hateva uvanecha ve'ishtecha uneshevanecha itach.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And for our fourth Aliyah, we'll invite Brooke Mandeldam to say the blessing before the Aliyah herself. Now, everything else that she has done up until this point is something that can be done by any Jewish person who knows how, but to say the blessing before the Torah reading, this is what brings her into adulthood in the Jewish community. So this is truly the moment where she becomes a bat mitzvah.
Yamod Yamod Habachura habat mitzvah bat Sheva Rachel bat Shmuel Moshe v'Dina Esther Chazak Chazak v'nid chazik
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Umikol ha'chai mikol basar shnayim mikol tavi el hateva l'chachayot itach zechar unkeva ihiyu meha'of laminehu umin ha'behema lamina mikol remes ha'adama laminehu shnayim mikol yava'u elecha l'chachayot ve'ata kach lecha mikol ma'achal asher ya'achel v'asavta elecha ve'haya lecha ve'lahem le'ochla v'ya'as Noach kechol asher tziva oto Elohim Kain asa. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And we say Yasher
Yasher
Koach,
Koach.
which means
Fantastic.
keep on going the way you're going, and life is going to take you into wonderful, wonderful places. Brooke, beautiful job. You can sit down and rest for a moment. You've got your Haftarah on deck, all right? And with the Torah out in front of us, we draw strength from its teaching as we think of those who are in need of healing, whether that be healing of the body, healing of the spirit, healing of the soul, healing of the mind. If there's someone you're thinking of today who is in need of healing, I invite you to share their names at this time. Those of you in person can do so out loud. Those of you who are virtual can put the names into the chat on YouTube, and we hold them all in our hearts. Page 371 or 253.
Mishebeirach avoteinu, mekor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imoteinu, mekor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Let's stand as we lift the Torah and dress the Torah. Cantor, I hope your left arm is feeling strong.
I'm left-handed. These are like one of the few times lefties get to shine, you know. Okay. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah. Sivalanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Torah. Sivalanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Sivalanu Moshe.
You may be seated as we turn to the Haftarah. The Haftarah is a supplemental reading that comes from a later book of the Bible. In this case, it comes from the book of Isaiah. There's usually some thematic connection between the Haftarah portion and the Torah portion, and in times where public reading of Torah was not permitted, the Haftarah would kind of be a subversive way to still learn those important lessons. If you are following along in the Torah commentary, that's not the same as the Siddur that you have, but the Plout commentary, we are on page 85.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'Moshe avdo u'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'atzedek. B'shesef kesef His tartif en I rega mi mech, uv hesed olam, richam tich, amar go alech, Adonai, Kime Noach, Zoli, Asher Nishbati, Me'avor me Noach, Od al haaretz, Kein Nishbati, Miketzof alaich, Umigeor bach, Ki heharim yamushu, Vehagebaot temutena, Vechasti meitech lo yamush, Uvri shelomi lo tamut, Amar merahamech, Adonai, Aniya Sora, Lo Nuchama, Hine Anochi, Marbit Bapuch Avanaich, Fitzatich, Basapirim. Baruch Ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Tzur kol haolamim, Sadik bechol hadorot, Ha'el ha'ne'eman, Ha'omer ve'oseh, Hamdaber umkayem, Shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Now, ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al ha'nevi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha ulimnucha, lechavod ulitefaret, al hakol, Adonai Eloheinu, Anachnu modim lach, u'marchim otach, itbarach shimcha befiko chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen. Again, Yasher Koach.
We now get to hear what Brooke thinks about the Torah portion, both the lessons that she has learned from it and what she has to teach all of us.
Take a nice breath. Remember what we talked about.
Shabbat Shalom. Honest, ethical, decent, honorable are words that would describe a righteous person. Do you think of yourself as a righteous person? My Torah portion is the story of Noah and is found in Bereshit, also known as Genesis. This portion takes place near Mount Ararat. At this time, the Jewish people were being cruel to each other and making the world an overall evil place. Among all the cruel people, there was one person, Noah, who God considered to be righteous. God commands Noah to build an ark and tells Noah that the world and all its people will be wiped out with a huge flood. Without a second thought, Noah does as he is told, bringing into the ark 2 of each animal and only his family, leaving his friends and community behind. In his time, Noah is considered a righteous person. But was he really a righteous person? I would say no. Noah could have done more. He could have tried to make the world a better place. If he was successful, perhaps God wouldn't have caused the flood in the first place. Noah would not be considered righteous in today's world. In Judaism, there's a saying, Al tifrash min hatzibor. Don't separate yourself from your community. This is exactly what Noah did by only looking out for himself and his family, no one else. Even though we always stick by our community, we can always celebrate the ways we are unique. We are currently living in a world where people can't be their true identities without experiencing some sort of negative impact on them. LGBTQ communities are attacked for no other reason than their sexuality. The African American communities are judged by the color of their skin and are profiled just because of their race. An example we can all relate to is the discrimination of Jewish people and the rise of anti-Semitism in our community. A righteous leader in today's world would teach people to accept our differences and bring love to people because of them. Even the smallest actions can make a big difference in today's world. One doesn't have to be a world leader to be a righteous person. I try to live my life in a righteous way every single day. For example, on Thanksgiving, my family, along with our CBI community, deliver meals to people who are less fortunate. I have also spent time with elders at Kiva Assisted Living, playing board games and talking with them about their lives. I believe that these small acts of kindness make a bigger impact in this world and bring our community together. Becoming a bat mitzvah is the beginning of my Jewish adulthood and a continuation of trying to make my life as righteous as it can be. My Torah portion has taught me that although we may consider ourselves to be righteous, are we really doing the best we can? I think we can always do better and remember that we need to take care of each other. Be kind, be honest, and love one another. I would like to recognize some people that made this day possible. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for working extra hard to make this day perfect. If anyone deserves a thank you, it's you guys. Mom, I know you're gonna cry during the speech, so make sure you have some tissues. Do you have them? Yeah? Okay. Let's hope so. Okay, here goes nothing. Mom, I don't know where to begin. You mean the world to me. You are strong, thoughtful, caring, and overall amazing. I don't know what I would do without you. Not only are you my mom, but you're also my best friend. Dad, you are the best dad in the world. You're also the best math teacher, the best Peloton rider, and the second best gin player. I'm the first best, of course. I will always be thankful for our amazing bond that we share. I love both of you guys, to the moon and back again. I would like to thank all my grandparents for being able to shed light in my life. Mimi and Saba, for always going above and beyond. I love it when we get to explore the world together, bake, and eat Mimi's famous chocolate roll. I wish you could be here today. I hope to see you guys soon because I miss you so, so, so much. Grandma, thanks for all the laughs and love. We have such a great friendship that I cherish forever. You are zealous, kind, and so much more. I love it when we sit and play Mexican Train for hours. I especially like it more when I win. Like we say, we get each other. Sadly, Papa Ben could not make it here today, but he will always be in our hearts. I know he's looking down on me right now, sitting in his reclining chair, eating a big bagel with lots of lox, of course, and smiling down on me. I love all of you guys so much. Jacob. From DQ runs to jam out sessions in the car, to that time in France when you made me look like a complete fool by making me eat French fries with a fork, because you said that's how French people ate them. I think what I'm trying to hint at is we always have a great time when we are together. Thanks for always supporting me and always being able to make me laugh when I'm down. You are truly my partner in crime and my best friend. Also, Hannah, Cantor, Rabbi, Robin, Alan, for being such a great help in preparing me for this day. I will always remember your kindness and support. Thanks to all my friends and family for sharing this special day with me. Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful. So while Brooks' parents use every tissue that we have in the synagogue, we are going to now open the ark and take a moment to share, Cantor and I, to share some words with Brooke. Dina and Chad, we'd like to invite you all up as well as we stand together to open the ark.
יהללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו. אותו על ארץ
So you're gonna
ושמיים,
make like a kind of triangle with Brooke in the middle.
וירם קרן לימו, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה, הללויה, עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה, בתומכיך מאושר. דרכי נועם, בכל נתיבותיך שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם.
So, Brooke, it's weird that we're standing so far away from you, but that's okay because you know that our hearts are close. As I said to you yesterday when we sat down, actually at Starbucks, my first trip to Starbucks since like, I don't even know. It was extra special. I had a Frappuccino. You had your signature drink. Now that I know your signature drink, we'll have to have coffee again sometime. But as I said to you then, I feel so lucky that I got to be your rabbi for today. I know that Rabbi Khan has been your rabbi for such a long time, and his heart is here with you as well. But I feel extra special that I got to get to know you and get to know your family even better. We've had this shared Pardes bond since I came here, but getting to know you has really been a delight. And I got to know you even better yesterday when we got to talk, and you told me all about like all of the things that you love to do. And it made me think about the Torah portion because I'm a rabbi and that's what we do, but not the part that you read for us. You shared so beautifully all about the story of Noah and what it means to be a leader. And really what it made me think of was that very last part of the Torah portion, the part that tends to get skipped over because we love the story of Noah so much. But if you remember, at the end of the Torah portion, there is this story about building a tower, and where all of the people in the world work together to build this tower because really what they want to do is get all the way up to the top so that they can see where God is. And God does not like this so much. And so what God does is he makes everybody in the world speak different languages. And so they don't know how to work together anymore. And so they aren't able to complete the task. They aren't able to build a tower. And that is the beginning of people dispersing around the world. And it really touched me how yesterday when we spoke, you told me that one of the things that is most important to you is in your friendships and in your relationships and in your life, you want people to connect and get along. And you like to listen to people and you like to hear what they're really saying and to help find solutions, whether it's your friends or your family or whatever it might be. And that you have this ability within yourself, it's almost as if you speak all of these different languages. Whether it's the language of volleyball or the language of dance, the way that you help to interpret music through your body to make it into something beautiful, right? Or the way you learn to speak Hebrew and connect with the Jewish community and love and passion for Israel, or just the way that you are able to see a friend who is in pain and to really, even with this nonverbal language, to hear what they're really and truly saying. You're able to unify and you're able to help people get along. And in doing so, you become that righteous leader. Like you said, you don't have to be on the world stage to be bringing people together. And so you are able to be almost like the antidote to that story where everybody in the world becomes different because you help to bring people together. And this is something that I know and I hope and pray that you continue to do, both at your school, wherever it is you end up for high school, And here at CBI, your home synagogue community that has been your home since you were teeny tiny, itty bitty. And to imagine that someday you are standing here still bringing people together as you continue to keep Judaism as a part of your life. So I hope that CBI will stay a part of it, whether it's as a madricha, teaching the next generation, maybe someday traveling with us to DC as we learn what it means to go to Capitol Hill and learn to lobby together, whatever it is. This will continue. These languages will continue, and these connections will continue, now with you here as a bat mitzvah. And so we share with you these words of blessing.
Yevarech Adonai ve'yishmerech.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elaich v'chunayim.
May God's face shine on you and always be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elayich ve'asem lach shalom, shalom.
May you always feel God's presence within you, and may you always be blessed with the blessing of peace.
Ve'asem lach shalom, shalom.
Amen.
Amen. Siman tov und mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov und mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov und mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov.
You were just doing a good
Siman
work.
tov und mazel tov, mazel
Go sit down.
tov,
Great job. Love that you were
siman
here.
tov und mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov und mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov.
Can't cry.
Before we begin,
I brought it to Thank you, Cantor. Everyone takes such good care of me. Okay. Brooke, Mazel Tov on an amazing job today. We know this isn't the weekend you envisioned, but we are so proud of your poise and maturity on the Bima. It was important to you to read from the Torah in this sanctuary, even if it was just the four of us attending. It's so nice that we're able to share this mitzvah with some of our friends and family here today. And know that the rest are watching from home and sharing in our joy. Brooke, it took you some time to find your words and your voice. But once you did, there was no turning back. I take deep pride that you communicate what you think, feel, want, and need. Sometimes it feels a bit intense, and there have been times when I've tried to have you look at things from a rosier perspective. However, the world you see through your beautiful hazel eyes is filled with strength, determination, and knowing right from wrong. You have always stayed true to yourself and compassionate towards others. Maybe you need. Brooke, never stop speaking your truth. Never stop saying what you mean. Never stop writing about your life, your thoughts and feelings. Never stop dancing, as it's your passion and beauty. Never stop speaking up for what's right.
As you embark on your Jewish adulthood, remember that being a strong Jewish woman comes with responsibility. Continue to support your friends, your family, your community in Israel. You are lucky that you have great friends that you can rely on, trust, and are there for you in good times and bad. Continue to appreciate the special relationship you have with Jacob. The love you share with each other is a bond that you'll have your entire lives. Finally, know that your mom and I are always here for you. We hope you know you can come to us for anything. We know the day will soon come that we can celebrate this special day with all your friends and family in person. We love you.
We love you.
Thank you, Dina and Chad. Alan, we'd like to invite you to share a few words. Alan has been Brooke's mentor throughout this process, walking her through all of the intricacies of becoming a bat mitzvah. I can present the rest of the gifts if you want after. You can do the siddur. Up to you. If you know the whole spiel, you can do the whole spiel.
We'll wing it. All right. Mazel tov to you and to your family. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal day. And thank you for reminding us that there are wonderful things to celebrate these days still. And for the pleasure of being your mentor. You did not need me at all. This was the easiest job ever. And you did phenomenally. So I'd like to present to you a few things. One is your prayer book, right? Your Siddur that you got to use. Dust it off every now and then. There's good stuff in here. It's not just the end of our journey, it's the beginning. And you may find that times when you're not sure what to do, there may be some good answers in here for you. So keep on going. I guess I'll keep winging it. So, on behalf of the temple, you get your Torah scroll. It's wound to your part today, to Noah. So, great memory. And you can check yourself every now and then to see if you can still remember your portion, as most kids do. And I bet you will for a long time because you've practiced so much. Kiddush cup, right? For your services, your family, Shabbat, all the great holidays we have. And I'm not sure what we're doing this year. Is this camp?
We've got a few things in there, I believe.
We've got
there's-
things. I'll run down the list then. Clearly you have your honor here that you have performed today, that you get to keep going. And on becoming a bat mitzvah to the B'nai Tzedakah Youth Philanthropy Fund, $250 off the big trip. I would highly consider this one. I think your family would be proud and happy. And to Camp Daisy Stein, Harry and Daisy Stein, should that be in your future. Are there other goodies here? Mazel tov, congratulations, and thank you again.
Careful how well you do with that. You'll end up on the board. Great. Great job. Thank you so much, Brooke. You can relax for a moment. Don't sit down, but you can go back to your seat as we turn now to Aleinu and Kaddish, page 586 in your Siddur. Let's stand together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וכוחנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn now in our books and in our hearts to the mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, which you can find on page 598 or 294. At this time, we think of all those who have died in recent days, those for whom this is the anniversary of their death. We remember the generations of Brooke's family who would be failing to be here today, especially Papa, is that right? Yes, who we know is here with you in spirit and on your shoulders today. You both stand on his shoulders as he rests on yours. So we turn to Kaddish Yatom and share these words together. If you are watching and you would like to add a name into the chat function, you may do so. Is there anyone else that we are remembering today? Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach urtei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon u'vyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala v'izman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all of those who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together, amen.
Amen. And so we'll end with a song today, a very special song that I believe was inspired by the story of Noah. So close your books and feel free to sing along.
We could sit, right?
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the darkest clouds that had me down. Everybody, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I have been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat
So,
shalom.
Brooke, you are not quite done. Please join us at the podium. There should be a challah
there is.
and some grape juice under there.
I don't see any grape juice, but where is that?
There we are.
There we go.
All right, so why don't you start with that grape juice? Hold it up nice and high. Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
L'chaim.
All right, and take off the challah cover with a very CDC patented challah plastic. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
B'te'avon.
B'te'avon.
Mazel
Shabbat
tov to
shalom.
Brooke and the entire family. Congratulations. I hope you have some celebration planned. And we are very, very happy for you. Shabbat shalom.
Thank
You proud of yourself? Good. You can go ahead and when you get down there, take off your tali, give it to your parents, and then